Tonight, we're breaking down a late-night Big 12 showdown with major implications, both in the conference standings and at the betting window, as the TCU Horned Frogs hit the road to face the BYU Cougars. Tip-off is set for 11 p.m. Eastern from the Marriott Center in Provo, Utah, where BYU has been one of the toughest home teams in the country this season. Let's start with where these teams stand. TCU enters the matchup at 11-5 overall and 1-2 in Big 12 play, while number 11 BYU comes in red hot at 15-1 overall and 3-0 in conference action. The Cougars have won 12 straight games since their lone loss of the season, and they've turned the Marriott Center into a serious home court advantage. According to BetMGM, BYU opens this game as a 13.5-point favorite, with an over-under set at 158.5 points. History between these teams gives us some useful context. These programs have met twice as Big 12 opponents, once in January of last year and again in March of 2024. In both matchups, the home team won outright and covered the spread, while the total split 1 over and 1 under. In the most recent meeting in Provo, BYU earned an 87-75 win as a 6.5-point favorite, and the over cashed at 155 total points. Now let's look at TCU. The Horned Frogs are coming off a tough stretch, having lost back-to-back games for the first time this season. Most recently, they fell 86-73 at home to number 1 Arizona, failing to cover as a 7.5-point underdog. Despite the loss, there were some positives. Guard Tanner Toolson led the team with 20 points off the bench, adding 6 rebounds and 3 made three-pointers. That game still managed to go over the total, continuing a trend for TCU. In fact, the over has hit in 3 of the Horned Frogs' last 4 games, and they've shown an ability to score even when the results haven't gone their way. Still, road consistency remains a question mark, especially against elite competition. Now to BYU, one of the hottest teams in the country. The Cougars are coming off an 89-84 road win over rival Utah, a game in which Utah covered as a 14.5-point underdog, but the over cashed once again. BYU had 3 players score at least 20 points, showcasing their depth and offensive balance. Richie Saunders led the way with 24 points and 14 rebounds, while Robert Wright III added 23 points, 6 assists, and 2 three-pointers. Freshman standout A.J. Dibansa chipped in 20 points on efficient shooting, continuing his strong run. Offensively, BYU has been relentless. The Cougars have scored 83 points or more in 7 straight games, averaging 92 points per game in Big 12 play. Defensively, they're allowing nearly 78 points per game, which has kept totals high and made the over a frequent winner. That brings us to the betting breakdown. Let's start with the money line. BYU is listed at minus 1,000, meaning you'd need to risk $10 to win 1. From a betting strategy standpoint, that's simply not a smart long-term play. Heavy favorites like this rarely provide value, and one unexpected stretch can erase any perceived safety. This is a pass. Against the spread, however, things get more interesting. BYU minus 13.5 looks playable at home. The Cougars already showed what they can do on their home floor in conference play, blowing out Arizona 104-76 as a 16.5-point favorite earlier this month. BYU is 4-7 against the spread at home, while TCU is 3-4 ATS in its last 7 games. TCU did cover at Kansas earlier this season, but that was a unique overtime game, and Provo presents a very different challenge. Finally, let's talk over-under. The total is set at 158.5, and based on recent trends, the over may be the strongest play on the board. TCU has gone over the total in 3 of its last 4 games, scoring at or near triple digits in 2 of those outings. BYU, meanwhile, has seen the over hit in 5 of its last 6 games, thanks to a fast pace and consistent scoring from multiple options. When you combine BYU's offensive efficiency with TCU's ability to score and both teams' recent defensive numbers, this matchup profiles as a high-scoring Big 12 shootout. So let's put it all together. The prediction here, BYU 89, TCU 74. That would cover the spread and push the total comfortably over the number. As always, remember this is analysis, not advice, and games are played on the court, not on paper. For more college basketball previews, odds breakdowns, and Big 12 analysis, like this video, subscribe to America Today, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a late-night tip or a key matchup.